Howdy, howdy, howdy. Greetings, Pathfinders. Welcome to our Booster Bestiary. I know it's been a couple of weeks due to all the craziness surrounding Gen Con, but I'm back and ready to make some awesome monsters with y'all. In addition, we have this brand new set here, Innistrad Midnight Hunt. For those who aren't aware, Innistrad is the gothic horror setting in Magic the Gathering. Midnight Hunt focuses more around the werewolf side of things, while there's another set coming out in a couple months that will be focusing on the vampire side of things. So far, the set has received really good reviews, especially for the power level of the cards within. So I'm hoping we could see some really cool stuff. I have here some pre-release kits. For those who haven't seen me mass open boxes before, pre-release kits are hands down the best way to get really high-end cards. They have a higher ratio of foils, neat rares, premium cards, much higher ratio than individual packs from a box. Some people have also reported that the packs in, say, Walmart or Target, the blisters, also have that really high ratio. We suspect it's to grab new players' interest. New players who are brought to pre-releases or new people brought to pre-releases will be more excited by a set if they get really cool cards. Anyway, so we're just going to open one of these packs and see what we get and make a Pathfinder monster based on the most interesting card we get. I'll go ahead and include this. The pre-release packs, for those who don't know, come with a 20-sided spin-down die. Great for tracking life totals or what have you. Even use them sometimes in Pathfinder, lower-level Pathfinder to track monster hit points. And a code. If anyone plays Magic Arena, go ahead and ask me for the code on Discord. I'd be happy to give it to you. I have more than I could use. It's one per account. It'll give you some bonus packs. Alright, so first we're going to go ahead and see this here. Alright, so we got tokens, and we have here Intrepid Adversary. Alright, so it gives creatures valor counters. It's kind of a scout bard. Okay. Not the most inspired design for a Pathfinder creature, but it's there. It's an option. Alright, so right off the bat we got ourselves a component collector, a little homunculus who runs around playing with little toys. I love it, I love it, I love it. That is definitely going right there on the top as a potential. A human scout. I've been doing too many humanoids recently. It's just a scout. Okay, Devious cover up. We have vampire interloper. Yeah, it's a vampire. It attacks people. Cool. We got a shadow beast. We got a human soldier. We got ourselves a little devil. What does he do? If it's neither day nor night, it becomes day when he enters, and when day becomes night, he does a damage to somebody. Okay, it's a menacing little devil that hurts people in the middle of the night. Cool. That could apply to practically any imp in Pathfinder. Alright, here, a werewolf would be fun to do, wouldn't it? For those who don't know, the werewolves transform, and there are double-packed cards. In this case, he is a Dire Strain Brawler, Tireless Hauler. He is a farmer that is secretly a big buff werewolf. Alright. You can pretty much just use the werewolf and the bestiary for that. Nothing too new there. Call to arms, got insects. Ooh, here's a wizard. When he enters the battlefield, you draw a card and then discard a card. And his disturb is... Oh, he turns into a big spirit. Ooh, a phoenix. Alright, I think this is one of the chase cards in the set, so that just goes to prove my point. First pack opened. Pre-release kits are like that. Absolutely crazy. Sunstreak Phoenix. When it's day or night, becomes day when he enters the battlefield. When day becomes night or night becomes day, he can return back from the grave. So it's a phoenix. It comes back to life. Phoenixes do that. I'm not as interested in that as I am in the homunculus, I gotta admit. Even though phoenixes are really cool, I think we're gonna go with a component collector. So let me just pull that right up here in good old Scryfall. Copy image link. There we have it. So we go here to, let's see if I can remember what the right button is. I can. So yes, last time I did this, I made Imbraham, the Dean of Theory. Pretty surprisingly, I'm happy to say well received. I enjoyed the design I did for him. If you want to see it, it's up on the Pathfinder 2 eCreation subreddit under Kitsune Warlock is my username, where I post all of these at the end of the day. I also have the Roiling Incant up here from my No Direction article. Roiling Incant's kind of a living spell. I made 7 more of them. using different schools of magic. So if you like the Roiling Incant, go ahead and check it out. And frankly, I want to see more Roiling Incants. So if other people make their own Roiling Incant, please, by all means, post them and share them to me on Discord. Tell me about them because I like me some Roiling Incant. Alright, Component Collector is a little homunculus. So the first thing you do when you get any monster, of course, is just double check really quick to see if it already exists in Pathfinder 2e. Of course, Homunculus exists in 1e. Yes, they're in 2e. They're in the base bestiary. Awesome. So when you get that, you get to use the cool tool here. So let's go ahead and delete the Roiling Incant. Delete the old Goldspan Dragon as well. And let's just go ahead and duplicate monster. No, you go open URL. There we go. And you go down to H because we are looking for Homunculus. Doing this gives you a base idea of what it's like so that if other GMs want to use it alongside other creatures exactly like it, it makes more sense. Homunculus. Alright. So the base Homunculus is a construct with Master Link. It has a poison in it. I think we're probably going to get rid of the poison to give it a different ability, which I believe the bestiary has guidelines for, but we're just going to give it our own little ability. Don't tell anybody. I think I'm going to power this up a bit, so I'm going to make this like monster level 1. Let's give it monster level 2, actually. Yeah, I know 2 seems like a lot for a homunculus, but this is kind of the boss homunculus. This is if your party fought a bunch of homunculus, this is the one that's really stands out among them. Maybe he is the one maybe the master has multiples and he's kind of the the squad captain of all of the homunculus, so to speak, the head research assistant of the homunculus. I like that idea. So we're just going to give him a little bit more con, because we're going to give him a little bit more hit points. I think 1 intelligence is good. In fact, I'm going to also give him -1 charisma, because if he's the head homunculus, you know. Okay, so Component Collector. Always check the card. When it comes day or night, he could tap or untap a permanent. Okay, so he can make life easier for you or worse for you. His flavor text is, keep master busy with new bits, or else maybe maybe she wonders if I'm made of bits too. Interesting, interesting. Keep master busy with new bits, or else maybe she wonders if I'm made of bits too. Okay, so the homunculus is scared of getting pulled apart and used for experiments, so it runs around finding little components. I like this a lot. I almost want to make this like the Thaumaturge, but, you know, we've all been reading the Thaumaturge playlist for the last day or so, right? So we're all really excited about that. Let's go ahead and give you a high perception, because you run around looking for components. And when I do think of homunculus, I do think of little goblin-y guy who's kind of scared, so he'd want to look out for danger. So having high initiative on a homunculus just makes sense to me. Poor little homunculus. You know, while I'm filling out these saving throws and stuff, I just want to remind a little story. I remember there's a homunculus archetype for the alchemist in Pathfinder 1e, where it specifically says that you're Promethean alchemist. It specifically says your homunculus worships you from afar, builds little shrines to you, is completely devoted to you, absolutely adores you, because you made it life. You gave it life. And we found this horrible combo with this collar from one of the player companions that specifically, you put it on your familiar, and if you would die, your familiar dies instead, and you get hit points back. And to make it worse, it specifically says that when the familiar is wearing it, it always feels this paranoia and dread about you. So you combine the two, and you have this poor homunculus who worships you from afar, but is also dreadfully afraid of you. It's very god complex. I've always wanted to use it for an NPC. Man, I might want to make this the NPC, actually. Now Actually, that works really well with the flavor text of this card. I'm going to go ahead and do it. So let's call him Timid Homunculus. Common, can't speak any language. Masterly. Can Homunculus never speak? I don't like that. I want this one to speak. He just has an eye. He has no mouth, so it does kind of make sense that he can't speak. The eye also makes sense with the high perception. The low will is fine. Alright, and the ability scores are good too. Knowing that, I think I'm going to give him low intelligence. And I think I'm going to give him a little bit higher wisdom. And that dex is still high. Okay, good. Okay, we're good with that. So he won't have the fly speed, because this homunculus does not, sadly, have wings. So we're going to have to make something. We're going to have to give him more to make up for it, but that's fine. Jaws. This homunculus also does not have jaws. It doesn't have a mouth. So we're going to have to get rid of their normal jaws, which is fine, because I didn't want homunculus poison on this anyway. Oh, I should do skills. Let's just give him moderate acrobatics. Let's give him terrible athletics. I like giving athletics for all my monsters in case the GM desperately wants him to attempt something. Let's give him good stealth, though. They are good at sneaking around. And let's give him good thievery, because he is good at stealing stuff. And we're going to get to that, because I think of this guy as kind of a little thief. Excuse me there. All right. Let's give him items. We'll get back to that later. All right, Master Link. Let's put it as can't speak, telepathically can link to his creator. All right, under items, I'm going to give him that collar. Let's look up the name really quick. Pathfinder, collar, familiar. I believe it was called the Collar of Sacrifice. All right, Collar of Sacrifice. And we will put it here under special abilities. It's a general ability, I'm afraid. Collar of Sacrifice. Now, the original Collar of Sacrifice was a Necromancy. So, I guess you put this Necromancy. It's kind of weird putting an item in as an ability, but I know best, like, design-wise, I should be making the item a separate block and just saying it has the item, but this isn't the kind of item that I expect my PCs to actually use. I'm just going to put this here, and that should be okay. Alright, so let's just copy and paste this from the original here. I mean, I do that enough with enough BISO stuff. And this was from Blood of the Coven, so it was either by John Compton, Eleanor Farron, Crystal Fraser, Lisa Gullett, Elysia Mader, Adrian Wynn, Mark Seitfer, or Linda Zayas Palmer. Ooh, could have been from Mark and Linda. By the way, after my show, check out Mark and Linda's Twitch channel, Arcane Mark. They're doing a Gen Con roundup, and it should start in 45 minutes, and my show should be done in 15 minutes, so yeah, you should check it out. Alright, so this plain black collar is decorated with snowflake obsidian and functions only when worn by a spellcaster's familiar or homunculus. If the bonded master of the homunculus, if the homunculus's bonded master is slain, the collar drains the familiar's life. The homunculus. Homunculus's life force to restore its master. The familiar is killed instantly, and the bonded master is the familiar. The homunculus is killed instantly, and the bonded master is returned to life with 1 hit point. Yeah, that works. Normally, I'd put, if this was for a player, I'd have to put something in there about not having the dying condition or the doomed condition, or having the doomed condition. I should still give it the doomed condition. Let's give it the doomed 2. What do you get from Breath of Life in Pathfinder 2e? Whatever that gives you, I'm going to give this. Oh, that doesn't give it any condition. So yeah, this is fine. It doesn't need a condition. Breath of Life doesn't. Killed instantly, bonded master returned to life. This does not work if worn by familiars who do not have physical life force. Now, it says it normally doesn't work with homunculus, but we're going to get rid of that because I like this idea. I think it's funny. Homunculus would kind of work with. They kind of have life force. Depends on who you talk to, what day of the week it is. Familiar that wears a collar of sacrifice becomes despondent and paranoid. It will do nothing except skulk along in the shadows to follow its master. A master must succeed at a check to... Okay, we're going to get rid of that. Alright, there we go. A homunculus. I'm going to call this cowed homunculus instead of timid. Cowed works better for this. Definitely still neutral. Poor little thing. It is being driven crazy with this, I bet. Alright, we're going to put Collar Sacrifice under offense because it's going to be the last thing we have on here. It's going to be down to the bottom list. It's an item. So magic item, necromancy. Alright, cool. So it will have that. For its attack, It's gonna have a junk attack. So what would we call it? Just call it junk. It attacks with its little bag of junk, just trying to hit you over the head. It's not magical. It's just a finesse attack. It'll do low damage, which at this level would be like 1d6 plus 3, so I'm just going to do 1d6 plus 1. What is your strength? Minus 1? Yeah, let's do 1d6 minus 1 bludgeoning. It is not trying to do legitimate damage with this bit of junk. If it's in melee, it's doing something wrong. It does not want to be in melee. We're just giving it the attack so it can still threaten and flank. Because undoubtedly some evil masters are going to want this poor little boy to flank with it. Alright, so special abilities. Let's look one more time at the original card. If it's neither day nor night, it becomes day. Okay, so this thing kind of transforms. Does it transform? When conditions are such that monsters transform, in the middle of the night, it rearranges things. It moves things around. It bonds with things. I'm going to look at the Shvaloki. I don't need to. I'm just going to write something new. Alright, so let's do this. Let's say it has... Junk Scavenge. I like this. Alright, so it will have Junk Scavenge. This will be a 2-action activity, a 2-action ability. Junk Scavenge. Requirements. Alright. The cowed homunculus desperately, frantically cleans. That's got a cleaning order. Ooh, I like that. Cleaning order. The cow frantically cleans the tabletops, floors. Let's put carpets. Tabletops, carpets, desks, and whatever else is in its vicinity. Taking special note of any tools its master may... Of any... They didn't call them tools. Bits. Of any bits. Of any useful bits. You know, instead of junk, I'm going to call this bits. No, I'm still going to call it junk. Finesse, bludgeoning, versatile, PS. Alright, I just gave the junk ability versatile, slashing, piercings. I realized junk isn't always bludgeoning. He could very well... Yeah. Alright, so let's bag of junk. Bag of bits. Bag of bits. Bag of junk. Alright, any useful bits. Taking special note of and possibly hoarding, possibly carrying away any useful bits for its master. Cleaning order. This makes this a 3-action. This could be a 3-action. It'll have manipulate. It'll have move. The cowed homunculus strides twice. Circumnavigating? Circling? Yeah. Circling an area of squares. Let's give this a 25 feet movement. He's all about moving fast. He's a 1/4. Oh, he's a 1/4. I forgot to put hit points. Hold on. Before I forget, because I always seem to be forgetting hit points, we need to give him surprisingly high hit points because he is a 1/4 creature. Alright, so he... Okay, I got the design idea in my head now. Basically, what you get to do with this as a GM is you get to play on the grid with this token and just move him around, and everything inside where he moved around will either become clean or dirty, your choice. By clean or dirty, I mean he's either collecting the junk into a pile or he is cleaning the place up. Alright, so the cowed homunculus frantically cleans the tabletops, carpets, desks, and whatever else is in its vicinity, taking special note and possibly... I don't like carrying away, possibly arranging any useful bits for its master. The cowed homunculus strides twice or 3 times, 25 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, twice is fine. Strides twice, circling an area, strides twice, ending in the same square where it started, if possible. If it manages, if it does, all squares it circumnavigates. That's a weird word put in rules. All squares it moves around becomes difficult terrain or is cleared of difficult terrain caused by trash and junk. Simple. All right, so this is definitely a minion-y monster. You'll probably be using it in an adventure either with a bunch of little homunculus who run around. Actually, let's give it one little thing. If it does, all squares it moves around become difficult terrain or are cleared. There we go. Okay, so the idea here is that you're probably going to have him either with a master who doesn't care about difficult terrain as much, probably because he's a ranged spellcaster, or a bunch of other homunculus who can fly around and bite people, so they don't really care about difficult terrain either. He gets to run around a circle, create big blocks of difficult terrain. I believe, yeah, that's it. We got ourselves a creature. It's not great. It's not bad. It does what it says it does on the card. I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. I definitely have a place for it. If my players go to the wizard school, there is definitely a chance for this kind of encounter, because he'd also make a really fun non-lethal encounter, we could put it that way. Like, he's not really going to be all that intimidating. He's not. He's more annoying than anything else. So I do think, in fact, just to make that sure that people understand that, let's give him -2 on that. There we go. Yeah, I like it. I like where it's going with this. So fun little creature. I'm glad I was able to generate a card for you today. So we're just going to go ahead and move on really quick. There we have it. We're just going to move on to Pathfinder news. Real brief here. The basic thing here is that on Friday at 4 o'clock, I'm going to be hosting my Indie Finder Fridays, like I will be every Friday, where we'll be discussing the best of third-party Pathfinder and what have you. I know there's been a lot of news about new releases, new programs, all this kind of stuff, and for that, I do highly recommend, once again, you check out the Arcane Mark Twitch show, which will be in 30 minutes on the Arcane Mark channel. And then please check out No Direction, which will be tomorrow night on the No Direction Twitch. And they will be able to say it in ways that are far more informed, with far better visuals, and far more insider insights than I could provide you, as I do want to focus my channel on news concerning third-party works. In particular, I am looking at doing a full review this Friday on The Zoomer by Alexander Agunis from Everybody Games, and I do hope you'll meet me there, because it is an amazingly cool archetype. I almost could call it a base class, because it's practically a base class. It pushes the design boundaries in ways that just absolutely blow my mind, and you should really check it out, because it's a fantastic, fantastic book. So until Friday, thank you very much. If you want or need to talk to me on Discord, I'm always on the line waiting for people to message me. So until Friday, I will see you around. Thank you very much, and have yourself a